This is the plaintiff, Carolyn Jeanette Stockton. She says she was in her car with her 5-year-old daughter in the parking lot of a coffee shop, and the defendant crossed a double yellow line, came through the exit, and crashed into her car door. Needless to say, the defendant was 100% at fault, but she still hasn't been paid for all she's been put through. So she's suing for the $1,540.54 she's still owed. This is the defendant, Delilah. She says she was pulling into a spot in the parking lot when all of a sudden the plaintiff flung her door open into harm's way. The plaintiff jumped out screaming, claiming she was going the wrong way when she wasn't. Besides, if she saw her, why would she fling the door open as she was pulling into a spot? She's accused of going in the out.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she was in a car with a 5-year-old daughter when the defendant smashed into her. The defendant says the plaintiffs flung the door open and then went crazy, so she's to blame. It's the case of crash and burn.
Carolyn Jeanette Stockton?
Yes.
You are suing Delilah, you've asked us not to mention your last name, for $1,540.54 in expenses that you say you incurred as a result of Delilah's, according to you, negligence in driving into your car door. Tell me what happened.
I actually entered off of Laurel Canyon. I go every morning to this coffee shop at the same time. I pulled into the parking spot, turned off the car, have my daughter in the back seat.
How old's your daughter?
She's 6.
Okay.
Already getting out of the car. Next thing I know, Delilah's coming from the wrong entrance where it says "Do not enter" and swung left into the parking spot next to me and hit the base of my bottom of my car.
Okay, come on over here and let's see if this will help me to understand how it happens.
Okay. All right. So this is me?
Oh, you can pick whichever car you want to be.
Okay, this is Delilah. So I can only assume.
Where are you? Put yourself
I'm right
wherever.
here. I enter off of Laurel Canyon.
Enter then.
Enter.
Okay.
I park.
Okay.
I'm already parked in my spot. She comes this way. There's a sign that says "Do not enter," wrong way. She comes in this way, goes like this and swings and hits the base of my car door.
Okay, but how do you know? You're really drawing a lot of deductions. All you really know, that you know when you look at her, is she's in what position?
What I know is she came in from this
No,
entrance.
you don't. You would keep deducing it, but that's fine. I'll be the judge of that. What I want to know are the facts, not your deductions. So tell me where you see her car. Put the car. Actually, I think you're inside the coffee bean there. Maybe it's not really to scale.
I am inside the coffee bean.
Okay. Which is more efficient. But all right, so your car door's open. Perfect.
Right, there's the car door.
So car door is actually open here.
So when she swung into the parking,
right,
she hits
that.
Correct.
Okay,
not the inside of my door, but the base of my door.
Okay, and that's how she stops there.
Correct. She stops there.
Stop the cars. Okay, and then
she backs up. And then we started having
you talk.
And I said, well,
okay, go ahead and go back to the lectern. Okay, so tell me what happened.
So then I got out of the car and I said, "What are you doing? You're coming in the wrong way." It was very heated, and my daughter was in the back seat, and I was saying to her, you're lucky my daughter didn't get out of the back, the car, because she usually jumps out of the car. You would have hit her. There was like this back and forth, and then I said to myself,
your 5-year-old shouldn't be jumping out of the car without you.
Correct. She shouldn't, but she does, because we go to it's the same routine we do every single day. But
look at what could happen.
Correct. And we've had this conversation.
All right.
And so there was a heated conversation back and forth, and finally I said, you know what? You give me your information, I'll give you my information, and we'll call it a day. That's it. I'm not going to have the screaming match.
Well, what was she saying to you?
She was saying, "You swung your door open. You swung your door open." I said, "If I swung my door open, you would have taken my door off, and you're coming in the wrong way." And she was very frazzled, and then proceeded to, we had a heated argument, and then says, "You're right, you're right, you're right." She ends up buying my daughter a chocolate milk, paying for my coffee, telling my daughter it was my fault. I'm so sorry.
It was her own fault.
It was her own fault,
right.
And had told me that she had hit somebody in the Trader Joe's parking lot the day before. So, and I thought we were done, and I apologized for the way that I spoke to her, because I said I wasn't raised like this. I should have never spoken to you like this. Plus my daughter in the background, but it was, it was very heated. And and that was the end of it. And we left, she hugged, and we went on our way.
And then you made an insurance claim.
And then I made the insurance
to
claim.
her insurance.
Correct. And then I was notified by my insurance that she had notified them that it was my fault. And I said, how can it be my fault? I'm parked. I'm getting out of my car. She's entering the
Here's
wrong
why
way.
you always wait for the police.
Correct.
I'll get your side in a moment. But this is why you always wait for the police.
Correct.
Because the person who says one thing on the scene says another when their pocket is involved later.
Correct.
Okay? All right. You tell me, come on over here and tell me how the accident happened.
Okay. This is her, right?
Yep.
This is, I'll move this here because this is the spot
Okay.
I came in. I'm over here. Okay? And of course, double line. This is at 6:15.
In the morning.
And every morning I do the same thing she does. I go around, come here, go to the first street, make another turn.
Make a U-turn?
Yeah, well, not a U-turn. I made a turn on the first street.
Tell me what you did. Show me what you
Yeah,
did.
I made a turn, went into a driveway, one of the resident houses, backed out, went back
You're
in.
so full of baloney. No one's doing that at 6:15. No one in this is LA?
Yes.
I'm telling you, no one in LA is doing that at 6:15, but keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, and then I just come over here.
And then?
I guess she was here. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well,
And I came, it was a car here.
okay.
I came and I parked here.
Okay.
Then I waited. I said, I got to take 6, 7 people's coffee. I'm not going to carry this. So this individual backed out, left.
So you saw a chance to go
Yeah.
and park in a closer spot.
Right. So I back up a little bit.
But now this lane here where you're driving in this direction.
That's the entrance.
Okay, so you're going against the traffic. Yes. Oh, okay. All right.
Can't lie about that.
Can't lie about that.
And there was no.
It's 6:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
What
my
could
turns.
happen? What could go wrong? Go ahead.
And I do this every morning. Believe
Okay.
me, it's in LA. You do all the rituals.
Okay.
And then I come in. And as I come in, I have, okay, she opens a door.
Right.
And I didn't know where she came from.
Well, she came from the car.
But I didn't see her.
Her head?
Usually when you come, you'll see somebody.
Were you leaning down and picking up something? Or?
No.
Because I
was
would
exiting
see
my car.
something. I would see a head or something. You usually
Or it might
don't
just be an
lose-
accident.
You know, I'm not ready though.
Well-
I did come in. I did back up.
Right, everybody's getting way too hung up on what happened beforehand. What matters is what happens here. You are backing up, going against the traffic, which you shouldn't be doing, and then you end up hitting the car door opening. You say you didn't see her, you don't know where she came from. You say you weren't invisible and you weren't leaning down. All right, so go ahead and go back. What did the insurance company? You both have insurance.
Correct.
All right, what did the insurance companies do?
So would you ever accept somebody saying, don't call the police, look, I accept blame for the accident, call you tomorrow, give you a check. What do you think?
I don't know this guy. I can't take his word for it. I gotta do the right thing. Make sure I get what I need. I'm calling the insurance.
Anybody ever do that where you didn't call the police and you regretted it later? You're nodding.
I don't really regret it. It happened to me recently, actually, and it worked out okay. The guy gave me a lot of information about who he was, address, insurance. Seemed like a sincere guy, and it worked out pretty well in the
How
end.
do you do in Vegas?
I do great, always.
That's the thing. There you go. Going inside the courtroom.
My insurance company sent me the documentation that you said that her insurance company is only claiming 50% fault, even though they never looked at my car, they never came, they didn't do anything. And we went to arbitration. I said, that's fine, we'll take it to arbitration. Arbitration took it and said it was a he
Did you
said,
have a
she
choice
said.
on the arbitration?
I didn't.
Right. So what you're suing for here today are numerous things that I guess were not covered by insurance?
Correct.
Okay. Number one, you have a $1,000 deductible.
Yes, ma'am.
Her insurance company agreed to pay you $500 of your deductible.
My insurance company recovered 50% of the
Which is really
deductible.
weird because if they're saying they can't figure out what happened, why
Correct.
did her insurance company pay anything?
I don't know. So I received a check for 50%. That's what it says on Mercury, 50%.
Did you
of
sign
the-
something saying, okay, I won't
No,
sue?
I did not. I did not sign
They
anything.
just paid you $500 and didn't make you sign anything. Do you
Correct.
have any proof that she signed something waiving liability with your
Nothing.
insurance
My
company?
insurance said
Okay.
they
So that's the
took care
first
of it.
$500 you're suing for. The next thing you're suing for is $14.21 that you're out of pocket for having to buy a new car seat.
Yeah.
Why did you have to buy a new car seat?
They said the state of California, whether you're in an accident or not, moving or damages or not, and you have a child in the car, you have to have a car seat replaced. So my insurance company did replace me
Paid
that.
for everything except
less the
for
$14.
And why? Because that's like considered your deductible, I guess, part?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. I guess they don't want to find out that something is structurally wrong with the car seat. It's sort of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little nuts.
It's really a little nuts. When your car door gets hurt somehow, the car seat in the back that has a 5-year-old on it has to now be thrown away. It's a little ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. And then a big chunk of this is a car rental from $1,219 to $1,229. That's actually money that came out of your pocket.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to allow a rental car for the 7 days to repair the car.
Okay.
I'm going to allow the amount for the car seat that you were charged. I'm going to allow your $500 deductible. I do find the accident to be your fault under the circumstances that were described here. And I'm going to allow $200 for lost wages. And that would end up being a total of $1,222.64. Verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, let's see what the defendant has to say coming out here. The plaintiff kind of gets a better view in court. What's he feeling coming out here?
Well, I guess fair is fair. What else can I say?
You could say a lot of things. Why'd you go in the exit? And
Well,
what are you thinking?
I wasn't there. I went in the right ways, getting into a spot and getting out and getting to my spot that I needed to get into. That made the whole confusion that she thought I came in. I was there before she was.
All right, so it wasn't your fault. It was your fault.
It was my fault getting out and trying to park back into the spot.
Okay. All right. You satisfied how this finally comes out?
I am.
Your daughter was in the car. You didn't behave exactly like a grown-up there for a little while, did you?
No, sometimes we don't behave like grown-ups.
What'd you say to her about all this?
My daughter? Basically, I just said to her, if you tell the truth, everything works out.
All right. Always wait for the cops, right?
Wait for the police, yeah.
Okay. Harvey?
Well, here's the deal. Here's the way I see it. If somebody's dumb enough to accept blame at the scene of an accident, fine. Get it in writing, and then you can go on your merry way. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.